What's up everyone, Clark Glassford, founder of My Practice Interview. We help you land your dream job, and today I'm giving you one awesome insider tip on how you finish off any response to any interview question that's thrown your way. This tip is so great because it leaves each interviewer with such an incredible impression of you that at the end of the day, they only have one choice, and that's to hire you. So I want to give you this tip, but before we get there, if you've been following my videos for a while now, and if you haven't, don't worry, I've got links to all these videos below here. I've been talking about the different types of interview questions. So I've got a video on the 4 types of interview questions, how you prepare responses for those questions. I've got an interview video on how to prepare for behavioral descriptive interview questions. Those are the big, tough interview questions, and how you respond to those questions, including using the STAR technique, which I'm going to go over here in a second. So if you haven't watched those videos, at the end of this one, jump into the links below, start watching those videos. It's all how you start the foundational work for your preparation so you're ready to rock your interview when you get to that interview table. Now, as promised, let's talk about STAR real quick. So STAR stands for Situation, Task, Action, Result. And that is how you want to start preparing your responses to potential interview questions so that when you come to the interview, you're geared up in a storytelling way to tell powerful stories about your past work experience and how that work experience aligns to the skills that the interviewer is looking for. So STAR is this: situation, task, action, result. You describe the situation, what the task was, the action you took, and then the end result. That starts a powerful way, like I've said, to prepare your responses and to respond in an actual interview setting to make sure you cover off all the key details. One of my key points is relevant details. You need to have those in your answers. So me, as the recruiter, I can look at you and go, yeah, you've provided all the information I've been asking for. I'm ready to hire you. One key detail that gets missed is something that I call the headline. And you're like, what's a headline? A headline is a powerful statement at the end of your response as to what all your effort culminated into. So many people miss out on providing a key headline that leaves me with that impression to go, yeah, that was an awesome situation that so-and-so just walked me through here. I want to hear more, or I want to hire this person, because I've been left with the actual overall result of their answer. So here, if you're getting a little bit confused, don't be. I'm going to explain it right now. So if I ask a question in an interview where I say, tell me about a time you used initiative, the respondent could say something like this: great question. I was working at ABC Company and I was on the production line for ABC Company. I noticed that there was an inefficiency in the way these widgets were being produced. So I went to my manager and said, I've noticed this inefficiency, Mr. Manager. I'd like to make a key change in the production here because I think it will add huge value. The manager said, great idea. Why don't you put that in and let's see what actually happens. So I implemented this change. The result was everything worked out great. It was awesome. At the end of the day, my manager was super happy with me. So some of you are thinking, that doesn't sound like too bad of an example. He followed the STAR technique. He talked about the situation, the task, the action, result. Sounds pretty good, right? Yeah. But as an interviewer, as a trained interviewer, my response back to you would be, well, so what? So what? What happened? What was the real end result of you implementing this change in the production? And if I don't ask that question, you don't have information that you're leaving with me for me to go, that's actually a pretty good response. So if I turn around and say, well, so what? What happened as a result of all this? Oh, well, production increased by 20%. Oh, that's great. So production increased by 20%. What happened to sales? Oh, sales went through the roof. We increased our annual sales by about $50,000 that year as a result of that. Great. And what did your manager say? My manager was thrilled with my effort. In fact, he gave me a commendation as a result, and I got a small bonus at the end of the year because of the work I did. That is storytelling with headlines. Increased sales, increased production by 50%, received a commendation. My manager gave me a kudos as a result of the effort I did in this situation. Those are all headlines. And when you're thinking about examples that you can bring to the interview and thinking about how you're going to paint that end result, I want you to think if you can incorporate a headline. Because if you've heard me before, like I always say, not all interviews are created equal, and you are not always faced with a trained recruiter like myself. You could just be having a coffee chat conversation And if you don't leave them with that information, they may not ask for it, and that is key detail you are leaving off the table. So always think about headlines and leaving with a powerful headline, because I'll tell you what, here's where the insider tip really sinks in, is that at the end of the interview, when I'm assessing your interview, I'm looking at your response. And when I get to your response, it's the last thing that I'm writing down as I've taken notes is, you've increased sales by $50,000. Productivity's gone through the roof. Your manager gave you a huge thumbs up. Employee engagement went up by 20%. Those are things that I'm looking at when I'm reviewing your example. And that's the stuff, as an interviewer, that sticks with me. That is the stuff that's powerful, sinks into my head and go, this is the person for the job. So that's a key insider tip for all of you. Headlines. Use headlines. Think about headlines. When you're getting to that results section of your answer, think about a headline that you can leave the interviewer with. So, on that note, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, share. We respond to all comments. As always, is the My Practice Interview ebook. It's a free download. I say this every time. At the end of that book are sample interviews that you can work through to prepare for your interview. Takes the guesswork out of everything you are doing and allows you to have a workbook that you can work through. It's a no-brainer. Get it right now. Also included in the links is my Interview Accelerator workshop. It's a key step-by-step workshop as to all the steps you need to go through for a recruitment process, starting with building your resume, building a powerful cover letter, the different types of interview questions, how you answer those questions, all the different pitfalls and landmines applicants can find themselves in, how to avoid all of those so that you are navigating through that interview process, you're standing above your competition, and you're hearing the words, "you're hired." That's in there, check that out. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the video, and like I always say, happy interviewing.